Hello everybody and welcome to a fantastic session we have arranged for you guys today. We are going to spend a little bit of time with two of my colleagues, and we're going to spend that time going over technical support, the offerings that we have available for you, the offerings that our partners have available for you, and what you can do locally to ensure that you get the best out of the technical support services available for Check Point. So the two people I have with us today, I have Mo Patel. Hi Mo, how are you doing today, buddy?
Good morning, how are you?
I'm really good, thank you, mate, really good. Mo is one of the UK Check Point SEs, such as myself. We spend all of our time working with our partners, and sometimes software and hardware doesn't always work perfectly, and myself and Mo have to get into a few support issues and stuff. Does that sound about right for you, Mo?
Yeah, and then I guess we both have backgrounds working in support and working with teams, on hardware and software issues. So yeah, happy to be here and share some of the knowledge around how we work and how partners and customers should work with our teams.
Excellent. And you're wearing a very appropriate t-shirt today, I must say. I'm not sure where you got an FW Monitor t-shirt, but I'm very jealous. It's a good call for today, man. We have with us, Tausif. He is over from the India TAC. He is one of the group managers, and he's here to say, hi, Tausif, how are you doing?
Hey, Manny. Doing good. How are you doing? How's the day going?
Really well. It's really, really good. No sport questions are coming to me today, so that's all good. I'm sure that's not the case for you. Probably very busy.
Absolutely. It's in TAC. You can understand there's a lot of action. It does take a bit of stretching, I would say, but it's going good.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely. I always say that support is kind of that thankless job. No one ever rings up and says, "Hey, everything's working today. Thanks, guys," and then hangs up that phone to you. They're always there bringing you problems, and it can sometimes feel a bit of a thankless job. But we know that you guys do an amazing job over there and help out all of our customers all the time. And without you guys, people would be really, really stuck, and businesses would really struggle at times. So it's really great to have such a fantastic team there.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
So with our presentation, we're going to go through what the TAC does, how they help our customers around the globe, and then what people can do locally for themselves to help themselves, and also some of the training courses, certifications, and things we have available to get yourself skilled up and help you with what we're going on there. So Mo, if you wouldn't mind starting our presentation, that would be great. Thank you ever so much, Mo. So, Tausif, as you are a man in the support, if you could kick that off for us, that would be fantastic.
Absolutely. So, a support organization is actually consists of a lot of different centers. The centers which we have follow the SUN model. The first centers, I would say, is a bunch of 4 different centers. The first one is in Australia, which is specific to Australia customers. Moving on to Japan, China, and India. India is the most biggest center out of all the 4 APAC centers. And we run 24/7. The other centers in APAC are specific to the working hours in the country which they reside in. Moving on, we have an international support center in Tel Aviv, which is our headquarters. They work at specific work hours, that is 8 a.m. till 7 p.m. their time. Follow centers in the Americas, which is Dallas and Ottawa. Dallas is like a backup to Israel, and together with Israel and Dallas, they cover a 24/7 center. Dallas covers all the European countries, specific ones, and also the Americas, which is North America. And Ottawa is also supporting us 24/7, and they support the Americas and the rest of the world. Customer support organization who's our VP. All the contact information, I would say, is available on our website. Subsequent to Iran, we have our TAC directors. We have a TAC director in Israel, followed by DTAC, OTAC, APAC, and there is Nasir, who heads Diamond Services. It's a different job function. It supports specific customers who have taken Diamond support. We have the following communication channels: the channel of chat, then we have the channel of phone. We have our web console where you can go ahead and log tickets. We also have on-site support for specific customers and in specific scenarios. Last but not the least, we also have Check Point Pro, which is an automated tool which gives you issues, or which will highlight issues proactively for you. We have real-time engagement. That's the whole priority for us. The most preferred way, according to support, is via the phone or the chat, which is quite easy for you to actually call in to all the support numbers which are available on our website, or it will be available in the engineer's signature, which is handling your service request. So the main objective, I would say, for support organization is to increase customer satisfaction. This is done in order to reduce the resolution time of the service request itself. We do have certain checks in place, like the 24-hour closure, where we prefer that a solution is provided within 24 hours. We also monitor the average SR duration, responding to our customers. I can understand that this is in turn increase the productivity of our engineers. We also have backlog and incoming analysis so that we can make sure that there are enough engineers who can access or who can work on tickets on a more real-time basis and have a large backlog. We also verify the trend that if there is a specific version, specific product which is actually having an issue, and we make sure that we have more people trained at. How do we understand that if this particular approach is working fine is via customer service, which you get when a service request is closed. We also have annual service with customers and partners. In some years, it is with partners. In some years, it is with customers. So it's a mix. We also take direct feedback. That is, we connect with customers and also partners on a regular basis, on a fortnight or on a weekly basis, and understand if there are service requests which are going on for X amount of time, and what is the feedback from the customers, and also to make sure that we improve or improvise to make sure that there is a reduction or there is better customer satisfaction. So once we receive a service request, it actually goes to product experts. The product experts can be T2s or T3s, Tier 3 engineers or Tier 2 engineers. Subsequently, if a specific scenario or a service request is quite critical, or I can say is quite complex, the service request gets escalated to an escalation engineer and subsequently to a technology leader. At any point in time, if we believe that this particular issue is a software issue which needs to be resolved via a code change, we reach out to R&D or CFG. CFG is our customer focus group, which is responsible for being the front line for any issues which are related to the software code. And subsequently, we also have R&D who are developing products and also helping us resolve these bugs. Subsequent to this, we also have a specific team which works with specific dedicated customers, which is called as Diamond Services. This is a completely different organization as compared to TAC. It's headed by Nazir, as we saw in the previous slides. So customers who have a large environment or a critical environment go ahead and purchase Diamond support. They get Diamond Services who are dedicated to them, and they work with them during their working hours, the preferred working hours. And as in TAC, if there are specific issues which actually require a code change or a change to the software version itself, or to resolve a bug, they reach out to R&D.
That is absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for that. It's really good to know that there is such an organized and streamlined process in the background. And I know that I have been on the receiving end of, as a customer, of using Check Point for support for a long time. And it's always great to see when things work really smoothly. And it seems like you guys have got things very, very well sewn up over there. So thank you so much for that. So obviously, we have this amazing team of people who are there to help out. But sometimes it's great to be able to resolve issues yourself. And we have provided a wide range of tools for as customers or as support partners to troubleshoot and debug problems for themselves. So let's have a quick look. And here we have many of the different tools that are available for you. So I've broken them into 3 different categories. These are by no means all of the debugs we have available, but these are some of my favorite ones I've used over the years. One of the most important things is performance monitoring, making sure that that system is functioning well. Picking out a few of the key ones there, we have things like IkeView, a really useful tool for debugging VPNs, CPU spike detections if you've got very ununiform traffic flows, things like CP Monitor, allowing you to really understand and dig really deep into your platforms. From an appliance point of view, components fail at time to time, particularly power supplies and hard drives can keel over. They are very common components to break. This hardware diagnostic tool allows you just to very quickly create a USB key, plug it into the device, and it will do a health check of your environment. So not only are we thinking about the software environment, we're also producing specialist tools for hardware as well. On the bottom left-hand side of things, we also have tools which I feel are probably the most common and most helpful ones from a support engineer's point of view. Different snapshot tools that give you an idea into what's going on in your environment. So we have the CP Info, which is well known and loved, giving you a full breakdown of the configuration, and our new HCP tool, which actually will give you more of a health check of the environment, which we'll talk about a little bit more now. So this is a new tool that's come out a few months ago called the HCP or Health Checkpoint. Essentially, you run this script on the system itself, and it will provide you with a few little outputs. And those outputs are in a HTML format. The first thing they will do is this first page. They will break down any areas of the system that appear to be having any problems. So maybe you have your system's core dumping, or you have some memory leak issues. These will be highlighted in here, really allowing you to narrow down into this platform into maybe some of the areas where your system may be not performing optimally. Okay. Now, this is my new personal favorite feature, which is called What's the Story? This is also included in the HCP. Now, when I was a support engineer, one of the biggest problems I would run into was what we call intermittent faults. It would happen sometime, you couldn't predict it, you couldn't trigger it, and you couldn't cause it. It would just happen at some point during the life of that particular issue. What this will do is it will allow us to run this for a while. And when this issue pops up and rears its ugly head again, we'll be able to timeline that and collect debugs around that area, allowing us to really narrow down and find out exactly when these problems are popping up and when they're causing us trouble. This can be an absolute lifesaver for support engineers to really understand what's happening and when. With intermittent faults, that can be one of the hardest things to do. So this really allows you to dig deep and find the root cause of some of your problems. And another fantastic tool that also comes with the HCP is the topology viewer. This allows you to break down large configuration. This also works for VSX, if you're familiar with that. And it gives you a breakdown of how all of your interfaces are configured and a little bit of what the routing would look like. So it's a really good, really graphical way of understanding how your interfaces have been configured on your gateway. These are some fantastic tools. Collecting these early on in the life cycle of a support ticket will carve off hours, maybe even days in terms of times of resolution, because it gives the engineers everything they need to kind of get cracking straight away on your problems. So that is one thing we do have to think about. How do you work with TAC? What is the way that you can get the best out of TAC? How do you get those guys working for you and getting them working for you immediately and looking at your issues straight away? And providing them with the right information is critical to that. I know Mo's had quite a bit of experience in that area, if I'm right.
That's right. Yeah, it's key to understand exactly what we need to share with our support center in order to give you a quick resolution and to understand when there is an issue, what information needs to be collected as part of the process. So we've got here on this slide, a bullet pointed, a number of areas in order to help you as a customer or you as a partner when you're logging a service request with our TAC team. What information do you actually need to provide as part of this service that you're requesting? So a clear description of the technical issue. The team is concerned with understanding and wants to know what is the technical issue that is being experienced by the customer, what is actually happening, what's the impact. So when we say impact, the business impact, this is going to give a better understanding to the TAC team and for yourself to actually understand what priority to assign to this ticket. So is it a big wide outage that's affecting the entire business and nobody can actually function? No one's actually able to work. Is it a VPN sort of remote access issue, therefore there's a big impact? Or is it something that is affecting a small group of users and there is a workaround that you may have implemented? As part of the information sharing, the TAC team is never going to decline you providing more information. The more, the better. It's when there's sort of less information provided that, there's more sort of back and forth between the teams to try and collect the right type of information. So whether that's logs, errors, screenshots, timestamps, all of this information is useful to the team in order for them to have a timeline. And what Manning shared earlier as part of the tools, if you are using these tools, then absolutely share the data from within these tools. So, what the story was a good example of trying to capture sort of a intermittent issue, which is not easily described in a TAC case. So when you have something like that, which shows a history and timeline of events, absolutely share that type of information with the TAC team. This will be useful. If you've been working on this issue or if you have an inkling of when something is being triggered. So sometimes we'll see an issue is occurring first thing in the morning, for example, when there's a high number of users that are coming online, join the network. Maybe you've actually seen what could be possible triggers of what's causing the issue. Relay this information on to the TAC team so they can make a note of these type of triggers that you are seeing that could be the cause of the actual problem. If you've followed any SK articles, so you as a partner or a customer have access to our support center, which has a huge database. And this is one of the things that I love about our Check Point support center is the range and breadth of the information available in our support center. So you can follow up on error codes, issues by searching inside the support center. If it's a known issue, you'll find it there, and there may be a workaround or a fix that's actually stated inside the SK article, so you can follow those articles. If you've already followed an article and you found that it's not provided a resolution as expected, then please share that information with the support team. Do you have access and for the engineers to be able to jump on those machines, look at the management server, the gateway, the products? Do you have remote access into that environment? Is it readily available? And in terms of the topology of your estate, so it's really key for the TAC team to understand exactly what product you're using, what versions, and the management, the server, the endpoint, the mobile, what versions you're running inside your environment. And if you have a topology to show what the network looks like, then this is really helpful to the engineers that will be working on your case. And you can see that the final line there on the slide is around critical incidents. And we all know every incident that we log is going to be important, but a critical incident is of the highest sort of importance to the business. So in order to log that case, in order to get it looked at immediately, yes, we would like you to log the case and provide all of this information inside the ticket via the user center portal, but also you want to pick up the phone, ring through to our TAC team and relay that information that you're logging a TAC case, or maybe you've just logged it and you have the reference, share that with them and make it clear that it's a critical incident that you are logging, so they can jump on this straight away and start working with you on that case without a delay on logging a ticket through the portal. So all this information that we've shared here is going to help shorten that resolution time. And one of the other tools that we have is the Check Point Pro support service. So Tausif mentioned sort of Diamond service that we have, the Diamond support service for specific customers who want to leverage this option. We have the Check Point Pro support service as well, and this is, as you can see on this screen, this is an example of what the Check Point Pro service looks like. So it's a service which proactively looks at your environment, provide you with alarms and alerts on what's going on inside your environment, and also provides remediation steps. And you can see it does it by a priority level. So you can see, in your environment, what you have, current issues, and by priority, it's listed the different issues there. So you can work on them from a top-down approach inside your environment. You can also link these to a service request. So when a service request can be raised automatically on some of these instances as well. If you want to relay this back to the support team, in case you want further information, then this can be shared with that as well. So it's really key that some of our customers now do leverage the Check Point Pro support service, because it's providing some proactive monitoring and also proactive reporting as well, as you can see on this screen.
Helps customers find things they didn't even know were there. So that's really good.
It's definitely when a customer or a partner doesn't have capabilities to have maybe a 24/7 NOC or a SOC that's actively investigating different elements of their Check Point environment, something that sits there very quietly in the background, just working away, collecting this information and presenting it in a nice report. And remember, it's all inside our user center portal, so it's not a separate product or service that you have to load up or configure. It's done automatically inside the portal, where all the information is just readily available inside the portal.
That's exactly it. So one pro tip I will add to your list there you had, which is a really, really fantastic list to help customers bring all the right things to our TAC team, is give it a weird subject. If you call your ticket Check Point firewall problem, that'll be along the same as every other ticket. Give it as much as a detailed subject as you possibly can. Because engineers shout out when they're helping each other, oh, could you give me a hand with this ticket? Which one's that one? And if it's got a lovely, weird, unusual name to it, then it sticks in people's minds and stuff. So it's great stuff. So obviously we've spoken a bit about working with the Check Point TAC, but what we do have is as a big support for the channel. And we have lots of partners in the UK, in Europe, and around the world who are our collaborative support partners. And they are teams of local people who can help you solve some of your support issues. And Mo is going to continue on with us and is going to go through what a collaborative support partner is supposed to do and how they can help you guys out.
Thanks, Manning. So yeah, as Manning mentioned there, as well as being able to raise cases and work directly with our support team, a big part of our support function, also forming that team, is our collaborative support partners. So partners out there who are offering this service to help customers raise support tickets, actually resolve the tickets with their expertise and knowledge before having to raise it with our TAC support team. And I'm not going to go through every single thing on this slide. This is a highlight on the slide of what our support partners offer. So one of the key things is a 24/7 technical support service, being able to provide our customers, being able to provide that support round the clock whenever it's needed. Security doesn't just switch off at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. It's needed round the clock. So in terms of these different issues that can occur during day and night, our collaborative support partner do offer 24/7 technical support services. So if you do experience an issue late at night, first thing in the morning, then these support partners can help take that service, take that request, and actually work through it with you and our support team as part of that service. We also have, SLAs for the support levels that partners should be providing as part of this service, and this is critical to ensure that our customers are provided with a valid support service and also being able to work in their environment as quickly as possible, depending on the severity of the actual issue. So being able to respond quickly and adequately within the designated SLA times, and our support partners are actually measured against this. And I'm sure Manning, coming from a very strong support background, will tell you how engineers are held accountable to the SLAs that we have as a support partner.
as a old support manager of a collaborative team, I had a whip. It was a Nerf gun, and if anyone got anywhere close to their SLAs, they'd get a little Nerf dart across the room, pop them. So yeah, didn't happen very often, but yeah, from time to time, just a bit of fun around the office to try and get people moving and stuff. But yeah, SLAs for our partners are closely monitored to ensure they are meeting those needs.
CCSE sort of level that we expect. So engineers who are logging these tickets, logging the service request, must have a valid CCSE. So they are a checkpoint security expert. So they understand the product and service and knowledge, and they're actually able to work on the systems and work through the ticket with our support team. So if somebody does not have a CCSE, then they won't be able to log a support case through our actual system. So we are validating who are, who the engineers are on the other end and what level of expertise they have. As part of the service as well, we expect our partners to be resolving a high number of requests themselves. And we see within, the partner base that we have different levels of services being offered, but the actual resolution should be provided at a high level by the support partner. So we come to the TAC team, we work with our support center to resolve, I guess, some of the more peculiar issues or the software bugs, kind of what Tausif was talking about, having to raise some of those higher cases to our TAC teams. But given the partner base does have the expertise and knowledge on our products, yeah, there is a resolve of around 75% of requests that should be resolved, closed down inside the partner base as the support that they provide. So moving on to our, the certification and what we expect from the actual partner base. And one of the things that we have as part of our partner base and the certified partner program is being able to be certified at the CCTE level. So all of our support partners would have to be certified as troubleshooting experts in order to provide the support that they should be providing to our customers, inside the Checkpoint customer base. And this is important because, as well as expecting our partners to have, CCSEs, so having the security experts, now have a specialized program that focuses purely on the troubleshooting skills inside our security gateways and management server and products. So being able to be a highly skilled engineer offering, high levels of service to our customer base. So moving on, we're going to talk around the escalation processes, and Tausif is going to run through, how the TAC organization works and how partners and customers can escalate within the Checkpoint TAC organization.
For that amazing, thank you so much, Mo and Manny, for that amazing insight of how we do it, how we do things, and also from the perspective of the different tools which are available. Another important aspect of support, I can say, is understanding and making sure that the priority level within TAC is also at the priority level which you want us to be on. So for that, there are necessary steps or necessary tools available. The first tool is the manager escalation or escalation to manager. This is a button which is available on the support center itself, or you can raise it via an email to the team leader. The team leader's email address is available in the signature of the engineer who is handling your service request. There are other tools which are available, which is manager on duty. There is always, at any point in time, a manager on duty who is taking care of the assignment, who is taking care of the escalations, and so on. If you're unaware of who is the manager on duty, you can open a chat session, or you can call into TAC and ask who is the manager on duty, and any engineer would be able to give you those details. Or you can ask to actually patch the call to a manager on duty, and depending on availability, they can patch you, or they will arrange a callback. Right? This is a possibility as well. Lastly, there is an escalation path. If you want further awareness, or if you are unable to reach the manager on duty during the time when you called or when you had a chat session, you can always escalate to the manager on duty using the escalation path. This is an online form. We will have more information on this in the subsequent slides. So, moving on to manager escalation. As we discussed, request to manager escalation is the first priority. When you escalate to manager, the most important thing is to give out all the information as to why you believe this particular service request requires a manager intervention. It can be from a perspective that it's critical, the business impact is critical, or it can be that you have not got an update for X amount of working hours or working days. It can be any reason, but you have to be very specific of the reasoning. It cannot be just request to manager escalation without any comments. So we will not be able to understand what is the impact in the first place. Having said that, this is the first line. We can have other options available. The next one is email to the team leader. As I said, the email address of the team leader is available in the signature of the engineer who is handling it. Usually, the team leaders also work in the same time zone as the engineer, or same working hours as the engineer. So if you do not get a response, or if you get an out of office from the team leader, the next option can be used, which is manager on duty. So as I said, there is always a manager on duty who is responsible for responding to you, or who's responsible for taking care of any critical or political issues during the time when you need. So this is also available in the escalation path. You can go ahead and use the URL link, which is highlighted at the moment, and you can see the different options or different people you can reach out to, and highlight those specific issues and the service request, and expect a response back from them, or from the manager on duty who is available during the time. Right. Lastly, the escalation path. If you have done all the initial steps and still you believe that the priority is not understood, or if you believe that you need more eyes on your service request, we have an escalation path which is headed by Itan. As you can see, his contact information and the phone number is available, and subsequently there are other APAC directors, or there are directors in other TAC centers who you can reach out to and escalate. You will be able to understand who is the manager on duty, or who is the contact person for you from our website, which is available. The information is quite recent, so if there are any recent changes, you will be able to find it there. And if you are unable to find it, you can always send out an email to the team leader, or you can always reach out to via the phone and talk to us, right, to get those details. It's public information, and there is absolutely no challenges there, right?
So it can often be very tempting to reach out to your account manager, or reach out to your SE for escalations. Although we're always happy to assist, it is actually these guys here on the screen that are in front of the work. They know what's going on, and also they have the ability to go and speak directly to the engineers. So yes, we are here, and we do like to help. But actually, if you really want to get things moving, speak to the support team. They're the guys who are in front of things. Your account manager is always going to be one step behind where these people are and everything. And ultimately, we'll just go and contact those locally internally and say, can we get an update? And that's a slightly slower process than you guys just going directly to the team. Okay, I think that's always just something I've noticed a lot over the years, and I think it's probably worth noting at this point.
Lastly, as I said initially, if you're unaware of who's the manager on duty, or if you're unable to reach out to them over the phone or chat, we do have another option, which is an escalation form. You will see that in the next slide. So you can go ahead and fill out an escalation form with the SR number, with all the information you need, with your contact information, which is email address and the phone number. These are the most important ones, and the escalation reason. You can mention, the reason why you're escalating. It can be that the business impact is more. It can be that there has been no update. It can be any relevant information you would want from that service request. So you can go ahead and fill this out and send it. You will usually get an email or a call from the manager on duty, current manager on duty, and they will work with you. If it requires immediate engagement, we will go ahead and immediately engage with you. Or if you believe that this is something which can wait, we will set up a callback, or we will work with you further during the time to make sure that we reduce the escalation, or reduce the work on you, or collaborate with you to resolve the issue itself.
See if that's was really useful in understanding sort of the escalation process, and as Manning said, to highlight that it's quicker and more efficient to work through those escalation paths than trying to go down the route of trying to escalate via account manager and SEs. It's you guys who are working on the front line. It's your teams that are working to resolve the cases. Therefore, they need to be the ones where the partner and the customer is actually escalating directly to.
Absolutely, that's our perspective as well, that that we should be the first ones to hear about it, and work directly with the partners and the customers in order to reduce the overhead, and so also get the right focus in.
Okay, so moving on to looking at Check Point TAC Academy. This is something that we've offered for the last couple of years. It's been an in-person type event where you travel out to our TAC centers, where you can work quite closely with our TAC team to understand how to uncover some of the issues and understand how to use some of the tools available to them. In the past year, we've actually offered it as a online platform, so actually no longer having to travel out to our TAC centers to actually use and work with our teams to understand how best to operate. So why TAC Academy? One of the things that I love about the TAC Academy is how close as a partner you're actually able to work with the team to understand the tools and best practice documentation, understand when a service request is being handled, what information do I need to look for, how do I know how to use a specific tool, something that you would not have known had you never worked closely with a TAC engineer. So being able to shadow these engineers and work on some of these cases with them is a really valuable tool. It's sitting there hands-on, working with them, seeing what they do as the experts. These are the people who work day in, day out, troubleshooting some of these issues, and you're able to be their right-hand man through this process and actually look at what's actually going on behind the scenes. One of the other areas is being able to work on some of the performance tools and optimization. So we understand there's sort of fine tuning required in specific environments, and it's not something that everybody understands or is able to work through using the different tools. So being able to work with these engineers to understand, well, actually this specific environment can be fine tuned to actually work much better given the circumstances, given the environment, is really important. And also it's a value add for you as a partner, being able to go back to your customer and say, well, actually we can do X, Y, and Z inside your environment because we have all these tools available, and you as a partner, as the expert, is able to offer these type of activities within your customer base. One of the key things that we like to do and provides a benefit as part of the TAC Academy is actually being able to save time on some of the things that you do inside a security management platform. So the tips and tricks that these engineers can share with you, something that you probably didn't know before, performing functions in different ways, quicker, faster, more efficiently, is important for you as a partner, so you can do the day-to-day work much quicker inside your customer environments. So if you look at the currently available trainings that we have. These are some of the ones that we have: advanced troubleshooting on the infrastructure, VPN concepts and troubleshooting, cluster Excel, secure Excel, performance analysis and tuning, management of R8T platforms and IPS. These topics are based on what we know inside our customer bases to be the key areas that require sort of troubleshooting and fine-tuning inside customer environments. That concludes this section on TAC Academy in terms of what we offer there. I encourage all of you to look inside User Center. You'll find the link to the TAC Academy with all the dates of when the courses are being offered. We welcome any feedback in this area as well, so we can share with our TAC Academy if there's something that you would like to see that's not currently being offered as part of the TAC Academy.
That's good. Thank you so much, Mo. I know that it was something I always wanted to do, but I never got a chance to attend myself.
Yeah.
As a previous support engineer, I ended up coming over and working for Check Point before I got an opportunity to do it. But it always looked like a really good course. I've always heard really, really positive feedback from it as well. So any of our partners out there who are feeling brave enough to go out and do that and stuff, because it's quite a heavy course and stuff. So I think people have to be a little bit experienced before they jump into it and everything. So good stuff.
Definitely an advanced, it's definitely an advanced course. It's not a beginner course by any means. If you want to learn troubleshooting, we have the troubleshooting administrator courses out there that you can do and work your way through. This is definitely for the more experienced support teams out there who are already well versed in Check Point.
Which there are loads of. I'm often blown away by the amount of knowledge that's out there in our partner base. I feel like there's sometimes a little bit of a rivalry between some of the partners of who can have, who can be the most experienced and, have all those qualifications and stuff. And that's a good thing, really, to see how passionate our base is out there on not just selling, our products, but actually supporting our customers and looking after our customers once things are up and running. So it's really good. And hopefully some of the things that we've showed everybody today are going to be useful. Thank you, Mo, for joining me. Thank you, Tausif. I know you're incredibly busy. You've probably got lots of engineers to go and chase down on SLAs after this call. And we know that you guys are busy. So thank you for taking the time to come over and joining us in the UK today.
Thank you so much, Manny, and thank you so much. It was an amazing time, and I hope we'll be able to give out some information and to the way we are working and become better or improve together. That's great. Entire perspective. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tausif. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So it's just me and you, Mo, left. So what we would say from the UK channel team is if you have any questions, reach out to your SE, to your account managers. I guess that also applies if you're in Europe and other countries as well. But it'll be great to hear from you, great to get your feedback from you and tell us how you think support is going at the moment. And if you are one of those CCSP partners, reach out to us about those new training programs. I know many of you are already digging really deep into those and attending those training courses. And it'd be great to see those certifications coming through. Shout loud, stick it on LinkedIn and Twitter and everything once you get one of those certifications. I'm not great at that, but Mo is great at self-promotion. You get those certs, they're right out there, aren't they?
Gotta be out there, share them, let people know you've got it. There's definitely a lot of rivalry inside the partner base, but even within the partners themselves, I've seen engineers rushing and fighting to get the CCSM Elite, which is obviously the new thing out there at the minute. So if you've not got one, go out and get yours now.
That's great. So much, guys. Like we say, any questions, give us all an email, drop our account managers and our SEs, your SEs a call, and we'll be more than happy to help. Thank you, Mo.
Definitely.
Have a good day.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye, all.